welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very exciting and pretty big haul. It's kind of miscellaneous where I got them from. Some I bought online, some I bought in person in store, and one I actually bought from another person who was selling their secondhand, like semi-secondhand, because it's like basically not even used. And I just really want to show you all of them and we'll discover them together. I think we even have like a good mix of blind buy and not blind buy. One's a set. I'm just really excited to get into them. So without further ado, let's get into this designer haul. I think they're all designer fragrances though. Yeah, they are. So yeah, we are gonna start with the one I've actually got my hands on already. I couldn't help it. This rarely, if ever, happens, sometimes just with filming schedules or it didn't work out and editing and all that stuff. For whatever reason, I'll have already smelled a fragrance, because usually 99% of the time I like to wait for camera, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And this was one of those cases where it just did not work out and I've already smelled it. But honestly, I had smelled this one before and I knew what I was getting myself to. So this is a fragrance that I bought off of someone else. I think they'd maybe sprayed it once or something, and she even had the box and I was so thankful. And it's a fragrance I've been obsessed with since the beginning of time. So let me just say it. It's Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. I have always loved Bronze Goddess. This is a fragrance that has come back many a time. For a while there, I was pretty sure there was a new version every year, but I might be wrong about that. There's just been a lot of versions of this and every year it kind of comes back. And even growing up, like from whenever it got released until now, I would remember going to the Estee Lauder counter and smelling this every time, and you know, the different versions. And I cannot explain to you how my mind works or why I am the way that I am, but sometimes there will be a fragrance I love and I'll wear it in store all the time. I'll sample it in store and then I won't pick it up. And you know, in its place, I'll do 1,000,001 blind buys and there's no reasoning behind it. So don't ask because I don't know. But this is one of those fragrances where I've like had it in my head that I don't want to buy this from the Estee Lauder counter and I can't explain why. So when I saw she was selling it and for such a good price, like honestly, way better than I even would have found it at like Winners or Marshalls or any of that stuff, I just jumped on it. And it's an eau fraiche, it's a skin scent. This is the Bronze Goddess skin scent. I remember they kind of smell a bit different from version to version, but yeah. So I've already worn this. I've actually put a pretty big dent in it considering I've had this for like a week or something. I don't know, like a very short amount of time. I put so much of a dent in it that I'm like, I need to film this video ASAP so that I can continue wearing this. But this lists a lot of notes. It's very summery, obviously. It's bergamot, mandarin, orange, lemon, tiare flower, lavender, orange blossom, magnolia, jasmine, what is that? Coconut, myrrh, vanilla, vetiver, amber, and sandalwood. And obviously this is off season. Like this is not the season you would suspect to pick up a Bronze Goddess, but the stars just aligned and here she is. So this might not look like a big dent to you, but like you can actually see a gap. And for a week, you guys, like I can't stop wearing this. So I'm gonna spray it even though I 100% know what it smells like. This is perfection. Like this is perfection for a summery fragrance. I think it's incredible. I also, because I've tried it and I've worn it like all the time since I picked it up, I can really speak to the fact that that whole skin scent eau fraiche thing, I think is doing this a disservice. Like this is certainly stronger than a skin scent. When you think of the term skin scent and how a fragrance after a while, you know, and it will turn into a skin scent on your skin, this certainly smells more strongly than that. It even has a sillage, and I would honestly say it's at an eau de toilette level. I've had eau de parfum spray as a skin scent before, and they've gotten away with saying it's an eau de parfum for whatever reason. I mean, I'm sure it was, but it just performed that badly. And this, honestly, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. It might perform more of a skin scent level in high humidity or in high heat. Fragrances always perform better on me in the fall and winter, even spring, just basically when I'm like not tan and it's not sweltering hot. But I really think this, while not a beast mode fragrance, has more of a performance than you would think of when you read an eau fraiche or a skin scent kind of strength. The other thing I'll say, other than the fact that it's beautiful, I love the bottle, I love the color, I love the scent, like this is everything I want a summer fragrance to be. And with me having had so many and continuing to buy so many summery beachy fragrances, you would think that I get turned off or not be impressed by one. And there's definitely some that just are so close to one another that it's like, okay, been there, done that. But this is in a league of its own. I really, really believe that this is, it's creamy. It's got kind of like a coconut cream tiare flower thing to it that I think sets it apart. And yeah, I can't wait to wear this more in season in spring, summer. I feel like this is a beautiful, I would love to take a very luxurious Caribbean or tropical type vacation and have this be the memory for that. And usually I don't like taking my most favorite fragrances to be my vacation memory fragrances. You guys know I do that. But this is one where like it has to be a vacation of a lifetime, and this is what I want to be reminded of. So I'm like feeling as though I can't ever be without this now. Like now that it's in my life, I'll just end off the rant by saying now that it's in my life, I feel like when I finish that bottle, and it might be sooner than I'm ready for, I will continue to buy Brazilian Goddess from now on. Unless I get sick of it. I just think it's stunning. I love it. Anyways, got that out of the way. Now we're going to move to other ones that I have not opened and I'm very excited about. So the first one was actually a find at a Marshall's, and I was really excited because I'd heard that Maison Margiela roller balls, or like the, you know, the mini sprays, were showing up at people's stores, and I'd never seen one. But this just lonely replica Maison Margiela was in the little corner, and it was on a good deal, and I was so happy. There was only one, and there was only in one scent, but I had to pick it up. So this is Flower Market. It's supposed to emulate Paris in 2011. The fragrance description is crisp petal freshness, and it's described to be a female fragrance. And this lists freesia, green leaves, tuberose, like 2 types of jasmine, rose de maille, peach, oak moss, and cedar. Now, I've tried many a replica fragrance, but I genuinely, I'll try to open it from here. I genuinely can't remember if I've tried, I mean, I definitely have tried it, but I don't remember the scent of this one. So it'll be kind of a semi-blind buy. Thank the Lord. It is a spray and not a roller ball. I was worried about that. And yeah, let's see. So I like Maison Margiela, but the replica fragrances, but I'm not like a intense collector. I think I've got, do I just have one or? Ooh, okay. I was worried that this was gonna smell very, I thought it was just gonna smell very much like the London fragrance from that Zara collection, and it doesn't. There is something very, and I was also worried about the freesia, I won't lie, but it isn't like that. There is something very familiar about it though. Not in terms of another fragrance, like maybe it's the rose de maille. It's very rosy and slightly green and very fresh. It's not especially unique, but it's not the most generic either. It's definitely leaning towards being more of a safe fragrance. The other bottle I have, the other replica bottle I have, I think I only have one, is at the Barber's. And that's supposed to be like a men's fragrance, but I adore that. And that has a uniqueness to it for sure. This one is a little bit more safe, but I do like it. I mean, I definitely wear it. Total tangent is that I really thought the Bubble Bath by Replica that came out, I mean, way more recently than this, that was such a letdown, you guys. I mean, it's like a kind of fragrance I thought would be totally up my alley, and I did not like it at all. And I tried the Autumn Vibes one as well, which came out, I think it's their most recent one, and that's supposed to be Montreal. It was nice. It had very poor lasting power on me personally. It was nice, but again, like, I don't know. I was expecting more. Anyways, those were two tangents, just in case you were curious what I thought about those. This one it's a safe floral. It's not totally generic, but it's definitely a safe rosy floral that isn't too in your face with the freesia. But anyways, let's move it along. I'm definitely more impressed with Estee Lauder right now. So, oh my gosh, the next one. Okay, the next one I'm worried about. I won't lie to you guys. The next one is worrisome to me because it's really been so hyped up and so recommended for me that I have no idea. I have no idea why, and I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. So I feel like I do have you guys to blame, and if I end up hating this, like, you guys have just led me astray. I mean, I'm obviously kidding. It's my own fault, but I have been recommended this fragrance so much in emails and DMs and comments and in other people's videos, and I'm just like, I always kept it very like low on my list of things to try, because I would look at the notes and I'd be like, why are people recommending this to me? Like, I don't get it. How could this possibly be a powdery fragrance? But I found it on a deal at Costco, and I was like, all right, I'll give in. It's the 50 ml, and it's Bottega Veneta's, just their original Bottega Veneta. I've never, the Eau de Parfum, I've never owned any of their fragrances. I do like their purses though. They're very like old money chic. But the notes for this are pink pepper, bergamot, jasmine, leather, oak moss, and patchouli. Already, if you know me, I'm sure there's many a note, if you've been watching me for a while, that you can think, okay, that's not her vibe. And you'd be right, because 85% of those notes are things that I'm not drawn to. And so great, you know, I just won't pick it up. And also, none of those notes are screaming powdery to me, but people have told me this is a beautiful leather powdery fragrance. And it's also described as a chypre. And I'm just like, you guys, if this ends up smelling like a typical chypre, or if it's not powdery, or if it's like burnt rubber leather, I'm pissed. So here's what it looks like. It, bottle wise, is very much reminding me of that Rebecca Minkoff fragrance that I picked up, I'm not even sure when. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm so worried. Seriously, you guys, I'm never trusting anyone if this smells bad. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but let's see. Okay, Bottega Veneta. Oh, okay, give me a second. I swear, it, not just bottle wise, right now the scent is even reminding me of Rebecca Minkoff. I do have to try, and I do like that one. I have to try these two and figure out, like, next to one another, how similar they really are. There is a powderiness to it, okay? My bad. You know, I'm woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. There's definitely a powderiness to it, and there's a sweetness to it that I would have never suspected, because pink pepper is supposed to be the opening, I don't get an ounce of pepper. There is something like sweet and like almost on the verge of being citrusy, but sugar. And the leather in this is actually really beautiful. It's very suede-like a nice smelling suede boot. Like a brand new suede leather boot. Ooh, this is what, but also sugar, like sugared lemon. I'm not even sure. This is insane because it does not smell like the notes at all. It isn't a chypre at all either. So wherever I read that it was one, it doesn't have the chypre smell at all. Like the quintessential one, at least. Oh my God, I really do like it. It does have it's a uniqueness to it though that maybe I wouldn't want to wear every day. But it's very classy. I can see it, like I'm imagining an outfit already with this. Kind of like a soft turtleneck or v-neck, like light pink sweater with a leather jacket on top, straight hair, thin scarf maybe, leather suede boot, dark eye makeup. That's the vibe this is giving. Oh, I actually really like it. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are right. Wow, you know me better than I know myself. That was surprising because I would say don't trust the notes on that one. It does not smell like pink pepper. Oh, it has bergamot. Okay, that's the citrus. It smells like a sweet, very sweet, almost sugar, like I guess sugar bergamot opening, but then it has like this deep suede leather that is not burnt at all. It's really beautiful. And a powderiness to it as well, almost like some nice old school face powder. It's strange, I know, but that is exactly what I smell. So I have to be honest, because if someone out there is like worried and has been putting it off like I was, don't trust the notes. It smells good. All right, so now we move on to, oh my gosh, the next one. Which one? Okay, let's do this one. I've been so excited to get a fragrance by this house because I've never owned one, but I've tried almost all of them and I've always really, really liked like their bottles and everything. So this is Aerin. Aerin, I believe, is the daughter of Estee Lauder, which it's funny how that works out. I'm like 99% sure. She's the daughter of someone who has a fragrance. Yeah, I think Aerin is the daughter of Estee Lauder. So she obviously set up her own line and I've always just really loved like the boxes, like the design and the bottles are very much up my alley. Like if I were to ever make perfume, this is a style I like. I'm not saying they look like this. Obviously I wouldn't make them look like this, but I just really like the style of it. And I like the different colored stones. So I've tried a whole bunch. I've just never owned one, but I've always wanted to, especially, oh, I'm not even sure which one it was that I liked, but, oh, I Kept Jasmine. I've really liked that one. I've tried it a whole bunch. But this one's Mediterranean Honeysuckle. And again, very excited to pick it up. Got it on a good deal again, just like the Bottega. And the added bonus is that while I don't really remember having smelled this one, like I love the gem, I love the color blue, but Honeysuckle is my birthday month's flower, June. I think I've said this on my channel before, but because of that, I've like just tried on and off to get more into honeysuckle. I'd really love to have like some nice honeysuckle scents and just get into them more because it's my birthday month's flower. And so I have a very strong honeysuckle smelling lotion that I've been wearing on and off for a while. And it's very strong. Like I won't lie to you, it's a little bit full on. But I've been kind of comparing honeysuckle scents to that because that's such a pure honeysuckle scent. And this is gonna have obviously a lot more notes to it. So I'll probably like it more. And this has grapefruit, honeysuckle, lily of the valley, bergamot, mandarin, what is that? Gardenia and jasmine sambac. So again, here's what she looks like. The bottles, I just love the different colored gems and Let's see how nice of a honeysuckle it really is. Ooh, it's really nice. I just love Aerin fragrances. I think they toe the line between being approachable and like audience friendly without smelling too safe. And we'll go back to Flower Market, but I feel like this is just as audience friendly as something like Flower Market or what have you, like any other safe or too generic fragrance that I mentioned. But the Aerin ones, like, they have an intrigue to them. Like, there's just something about them other than the packaging in the bottle that I think is a step above. So what I'm smelling right now is definitely a lot of citrus. The honeysuckle in this is way more subdued than in my lotion, which I love. Because honeysuckle can get very, at least in my limited experience, when it's very strong, it can get very, very sweet. But not in like a sugary way, in just a way, and maybe it's just that lotion and I'm comparing it too much to that. I need to smell like true honeysuckle again to like refresh my mind. But yeah, this is, and I was worried about Lily of the Valley, but it's very fresh. I feel like the florals in this are kept very bright and fresh. They're not too green, but they're not too, like, they're not jammy either. They kind of like sit somewhere in the middle where it's just fresh and bright. This would be such a beautiful spring fragrance. I feel like it's really reminding me of spring, which is my favorite season, which works out great. Kind of like late spring, beautiful, around my birthday. Just on the cusp, like we're about to, in like 2 weeks, move into summer, but we're still at the end of spring. And this is also, I feel like it'd be a really nice like day date fragrance as well. Yeah, okay. Love that. I'm so happy to have it as part of my collection and happy really to have the first Aerin and also I guess the first Bottega Veneta in my collection as well. All right, so we have 2 left. I'm gonna leave the set for last. I haven't even taken a look. I forget what's like the other thing in it. But this is a fragrance that has been around for a long time. I've just never owned it. And because, well, let's just get into it. It's Si by Giorgio Armani. I remember having smelled this way back when it came out and feeling like, all right, it's nice. And then everyone smelled like Si for like a year. I felt like everyone smelled like this. It was so, so popular. And then I just turned myself off. Like I can't even remember what it smells like, honestly, because I just refused. But then I know that there was like a light pink flanker that came out and then a red flanker, and the red one was Passione, I think. The red flanker, whatever that one was called, I think it was Passione. That one I really thought smelled nice. And I've known people like recently have found it for a good deal. I haven't. I came across this one actually for a good deal, too good of a deal to pass up. So I picked it up, but had they both been in front of me, I would have only picked up the red one because I don't remember what this one smells like. And I remember really liking the red one. So anyways, I picked this one up. I feel like there's been enough time has gone by where I can just smell it and appreciate it. But I do remember when I was writing the notes for this one, it mentioned that it was a chypre. And it was too late because I was like just writing the notes right before this video, and now I'm worried because I really should have looked that up before I bought it. But anyways, so this has cassis, May Rose, freesia, vanilla, patchouli, ambroxan, and woody notes. Let's get into it. I, in this case, only have myself to blame. I'm usually very good, like even with fragrances that I remember or that I don't remember, but I've like kind of tried, I look up the notes every single time. I think I was just really rushed. I had an appointment right after and it was like midday and I had to run out and I just grabbed it and went. But anyways, here's what she looks like. I will say I love the bottle. I always have. And I love how, I guess I didn't remember, but I love how heavy it is. Like it really, really, really does smell. I mean, it really does feel heavy and I love that about it. So yeah, packaging wise, great. Let's get into it. I feel like I have to mention, I can smell so much of the Bottega Veneta even now. It's really got a strong sillage, so I'm gonna try to not let that get in the way of this. Oh, okay. It's coming back to me. The memories of everyone smelling like this. All right, this definitely has more of a chypre than that Bottega Veneta that has like 0. This has more of that smell there, but it's not 100%. Like when I think in your face chypre, I'm thinking Chloe Nomad comes to mind, or that kind of chypre where it's like, okay, in your face. This has it there, but there's like a green woodiness to it that I like. And it's strange because I don't know, there's like a sweetness to it that isn't the vanilla. I mean, I assume it's the vanilla. The vanilla in this is, I'm not saying it's a bourbon vanilla, but it's a much more dark vanilla scent. And I feel like that's bringing something to it. I like it. I'm actually excited. I think this is the opposite of Bronze Goddess. I think this is very much in season right now, and I'm probably gonna like it a lot more and give it more of a chance than I would have if I bought this off season. I love spring summery fragrances, so whenever I buy them in the year, it doesn't matter, they'll always get love. But for a fall winter fragrance or something where I'm more inclined to wear it in colder weather like this, not that you couldn't wear it year round, but this I'm gonna give it more love because right now I feel like I'm just more interested in exploring it while the weather's cold, because they're not typically my favorite sort of fragrance. Obviously there's exceptions. I adore oud, to the moon and back, and not saying this isn't a nude fragrance, but you guys get my point. Like there are exceptions to each of my rules, but this one I'm pleasantly not hating it, and I actually do think it's nice. I think enough time has gone by and the hype has subdued a little bit where I can appreciate it a little more. All right. And now for La Pièce de la Résistance. This is the set. And when I first saw this Guerlain set in Marshall's, I was actually just gonna skip it because I thought it was Mon Guerlain, either the eau de toilette or the eau de parfum, and I already have the eau de toilette, and it's like, it's all right, but definitely don't need the eau de parfum. But I noticed once I paid attention that it's actually the eau de parfum Florale. So I was like, all right, let me look up the notes. Obviously I had time this day and I did look up the notes. And it was supposedly, it did have different notes. It wasn't just a different bottle or anything. And some of the reviews had said that, oh, I like it, but it's a little too powdery for me. Or, oh, I ended up giving it away because of the powderiness. And I was like, sign me up, because if something's too powdery, there is no such thing in my life. There is no such thing as too powdery for a fragrance, in my opinion. And so I saw the set and then I realized that the gift, like the other thing in the box, is not just like a roller ball or a body wash or a moisturizer, which are never that impressive to me. It's a Guerlain mascara, and you guys, I was freaking out. Not only is this supposed to be powdery, which fingers crossed, I have a Guerlain mascara, which I think all fragrance sets should be with a makeup product or something. This is so stunning. I can't wait to use this. I don't even know if it's going to be good, but it's got such very fancy Guerlain packaging. Already major points. So here, we're going to take it out. And much better than like, I don't want a roller ball. I don't want a body wash. I definitely don't want a lotion. Give me a mascara or a lipstick. I love that. I've gotten lipstick before in sets as well. So here's what she looks like. I feel like the eau de toilette had maybe a silver section here. This one's pink. I mean, same bottle, so here's hoping it's more powdery. This lists lavender, of course, bergamot, lemon, mandarin, floral notes, peony, jasmine, ylang ylang, neroli, peach, lily of the valley, vanilla, iris, and sandalwood. So let's spray it. Okay, this is a good spot. Spray it here and discover it together. Ooh, okay. There's definitely the Mon Guerlain background in there, but it smells different already. I wonder if it's, because they did mention it has a very powdery base, and I'm not obviously going to be able to smell that in this first impression. Like, I need to let it dry down. But already it's much more, it's much less lavender in your face and kind of like tart, which I did really like that about the eau de toilette, but this is more floral. It's more floral and citrusy. It's a little bit sweeter. It's not a sweet fragrance, but it's definitely more sweet than the eau de toilette. I feel like I can see where it could get powdery. It doesn't smell powdery yet. Iris and neroli are more in the heart and base anyways, but it certainly has more of an inclination towards being powdery. So I'm really happy with this. I mean, I really could not have lucked out any more. Out of all the Guerlain flankers, or Mon Guerlain flankers, this would seem to be my best match. And I was never really looking to get any more because I'm set with Mon Guerlain, I really am. But this is a nice take. And the fact that it came with this mascara, I mean, I'm totally sold. Yeah, really, really happy with Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Florale. All right, so now we gotta put them in order. I took a little beat to let these kind of rest on my skin to see a little bit more of what they smell like before I put them in order, because I'll be honest, I was having trouble with these 6. I felt like I knew what I wanted in last place and first place, but the 4 in the middle, I kind of like them all equal, the middle 4, but it just is how I'm feeling today. But they're very interchangeable, and the 4 in the middle I really, really did like. So we'll put the one in last first, obviously. I'll go last to first place. Flower Market Maison Margiela, really just, nothing's wrong with it. Like, I definitely like it. I will continue to wear it. The reality is it's a little too safe. I'm very happy I don't have a full bottle. This is a roller ball, or a 10 ml, I should say, that I will certainly use up and I'll certainly wear, but it's one step too far into the generic safe area where it's just not impressive. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a beautiful floral, but nowadays, like I've mentioned, to be ranking higher on my particular list, something's got to be more interesting. I would recommend it for people for a variety of other reasons, and I understand everyone's collection, or most people's collection, is nowhere near like mine. So that's the only thing I'll say. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just personally last for me. Now we get to the middle 4. I'm really even struggling looking at it now. Just know these can change between these 4, certainly. I'm just saying, oh my God, this is really hard. I'm just gonna say, this is how I feel right now. Especially this and the next one, I'm struggling. So in 5th place, I put C. The more it's on my skin, actually, the more I'm getting into it. I'm excited to have it. I don't regret it in the least. It's not in any way like upsetting me with its chypreness at all, which is already major points. I love the bottle. I'm glad that it's not so super popular anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with smelling like everyone else, but I think it turned me off at the time. I feel like there will be less months out of the year where I'll wear this. So I have to put it in 5th place for now, but this has really impressed me a lot more than I thought it would, because I thought I wouldn't like it. So it's got gained points on that front, and maybe by the time fall and winter turn around, and it might be in a monthly favorites, honestly, and then, you know, you'll know that I liked it more. So then in fourth place, this was hard, but I put Mediterranean Honeysuckle. I really, really do like this one. I was having a hard time because I feel like C is more pertinent to now, but come fall, this might be more of a me type, or come spring, this might be a more a me type fragrance. This is, I think, my favorite honeysuckle I've tried thus far, because I've only tried one or two. And I like how bright and citrusy and just like a fresh floral it is as well. And it's my first Aerin, so very exciting. Hopefully not my last. I am in love with their bottles, and I just think she makes like really nice everyday scents. Then in third place, I was so impressed. This, I don't know, I'm really, really excited. I let it sit a little bit more. It's definitely got, I wouldn't say powdery, but it's got a softness to it that's like edging towards being powdery that the Eau de Toilette does not have. This, I can already tell, is going to be more of a me fragrance than the Eau de Toilette. But yeah, I really do like this. This definitely is in third place. I'm looking forward to wearing it, do like full wear tests. So that's always a good sign. In second place, and I can't believe this, honestly, you guys, whoever out of you that has recommended this, you called it, you were right, I was wrong. Bottega Venetta's Eau de Parfum is really impressing me. Like this entire time I've been filming this haul, I can smell it so strongly. It has such a strong sillage. There is something like weirdly fun about it. It's leather, suede, sugar, lemon, powdery, like it almost upsets me how weird it is, but in like the best way. I know that's hard to explain. I do feel like there is a chance I will get sick of this though, because it has something where it's like I couldn't wear it every day, and in that case the other three I could wear more days consecutively than this. But this is the one I'm most looking forward to trying out of those four. So do with that what you will. I don't think it's blind buy safe. I will say that for all of you who don't like blind buying, I don't think that one's blind buy safe, but I do like it. And then in first place, I mean, you love what you love. There is no denying it. Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. Now that I'm done, I'm just gonna, basically I do this like every time I even have like the slightest issue in my life. In this past week, I just like drown myself in this. I drown myself in it before bed, when I wake up, even when I'm trying other fragrances, like I just do a halo of this around me. I probably sprayed too much, but it doesn't matter because it's perfect. It's absolute perfection. I love it. Number one in my life in this haul, 100%. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this chatty, very long haul. I'm super excited to put these fragrances to good use, and eventually when I go through a bunch of my mascaras, I will use this as well. If you're curious about how this one works out for me, just let me know. Don't forget to leave me in the comments below which one of these fragrances you've tried or you'd like to try. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe here, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye.